and those are due to the low prices we receive for our products.
That is just one of the many voices that you'll hear in our upcoming special on the devastating economic toll the COVID-19 crisis has taken on the country. Today, we are announcing that next Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, Bishop William Barber and I will host a special called American Crisis, Poverty and the Pandemic, where you'll get to meet working-class Americans, farmers, meatpacking employees, fast food workers, all trying to survive one of the biggest challenges this country has faced in nearly a century. And joining me now is Bishop William Barber, co-chairman of the Poor People's Campaign and author of We Are Called to Be a Movement. Bishop Barber, always great to see you. Let's talk about this, because one of the things when you presented this idea to us at MSNBC, the idea was to take this idea of what the poor is and contextualize it so that it's more complex. What do people not understand about poverty in America, and how has COVID-19 impacted it?
They don't understand how gross it is. They don't understand that before COVID, 140 million people living in poverty, 43% of this nation. They don't understand that COVID is even worse because pandemics live and breathe and exploit poverty. We don't understand the devastation of it. For instance, 61% of African Americans were poor and low wealth before COVID, but within 66 million white people were poor and low wealth before COVID. We don't understand that we're talking now about 11 million more people being uninsured and poverty growing exponentially. And so it's not just somebody living on the street. Poverty is affecting 43% of this nation, and it's worse in the midst of this pandemic.
And you know what we've seen is this sort of contempt for the working poor, because as you said, people think poverty is only people who are homeless, which is an extreme crisis in this country. But it is also people who work in meatpacking plants who make not a lot of money, or work in McDonald's. We feature in this special people who work in McDonald's, people who have 2 and 3 jobs working in fast food. Those people are also the poor.
Exactly. And we're talking about farmers. We're talking about people who are organizing across this country from Appalachia to Alabama. And what we've seen, Joy, is in the midst of this, we've had all of these bills passed, and none of them have talked about poor and low wealth people from the bottom up. What we have is a whole group of people in our political system who claim they run the country politically, but they do not care about the people who really run the country. Listen to this. We're talking about 100,000 deaths. 700 people died a day from poverty before COVID. A day. Poverty and low income. 250,000 people a year. So what COVID is doing is exacerbating that number. And if we don't face this issue of poverty and low wealth, we will never fix the issues facing this country.
And I have to ask you, Donald Trump has said that the Senate bill, that the House bill is dead on arrival in the Senate. That is what Mitch McConnell has said as well. Donald Trump has ripped into it because there are provisions in it that would require 15 consecutive days of early voting, an option for every American by mail to vote absentee. He's angry that there are voting provisions in it, the things to protect the Postal Service, et cetera. Can you just give us a sense of how Democrats can get these things enacted? Because these things are important.
Well, first of all, we need to fight for them. We don't need to be compromised before there's even a fight. And that's why on June 20th, 2020, poor and low wealth people are coming together for the biggest mass historic poor people's assembly march on Washington in a digital manner. We're saying, but people are telling me, if we're going to die, we're going to fight. We're going to fight back. And then Democrats need to frame this as moral issues, and they need to show this country the face of power. That's what we're going to be doing on June. That's what we need to be doing.
Yeah, are we out of time? I think we might be out of time, because I wanted to ask you about these. We are out of time. All right, we're out of time. Well, Bishop William Barber, thank you very much. I appreciate seeing you. Please be safe.